Alright, this video is going to be a battle report playing Judgement. This is going to be a solo play because that's what I've got this morning, but my goal is just to demonstrate how Judgement works. And actually, one thing that I think is kind of cool about War Table is I do think it makes it possible to play Judgement solo as a practice game, so something I actually do quite a bit. So yeah, just going to give it a try. I'm going to do a 3v3 game on the swamp map just to try that out. Oh, and just so that you're seeing what I'm seeing, I'm just at in my browser at wartable.online. So if I was going to play against someone else, this is a link that I could send to them. It's an invite link, and then here I have a link to find players on Discord or to play solo. And then you can enter in the names of the players here. That helps kind of keep track of which team is which. So I'll label them as Lars, me, and opponent. And then colors of deep orange and teal. That sounds good. So I'm going to click play solo to continue. I'm going to do swamp map. Let's just pick a random map here. And then obviously normally I do pick and ban, but when I'm doing solo I think it's pick and ban is a little, it's just not as fun. So I'm just going to do a 3v3 where I pick my heroes. So I'm going to try to pick the first warband. I'm going to pick some heroes that I think are kind of classically strong on swamp map. Svetlana is super good, obviously, because there's a lot of monsters, there's a lot of souls, and so she does really well. I'm actually going to pick Bale and Sarna as well for that reason. They're so good at popping around the map and picking up souls that I think they're a good pick. And then let's combine that with Brok, since he's so good at, again, swamp map and monsters. So let's play that against a more traditional list. Let's do Fazeal. He's also a good swamp map. Let's try out the new Kruul. I think he's kind of exciting, and Sharn. So here's three heroes that are I think maybe stronger in 5v5, but all really excellent. Fazeal is kind of an interesting pick on 3v3 because he can't contest shrines. So sometimes that's a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to roll off. One thing I haven't updated yet is whether the person who goes first, whether going second is tied to picking sides. So I'm going to choose to go first, and then the opponent is going to choose top or bottom on this map. I think I prefer bottom, so I'm going to choose that for the opponent. Okay, so now deployment. Orange players first, so I'm going to deploy my heroes here. So I've got the Vujasha over here. Let's put Brok close by to try to pick that up. Let's put Svetlana next to him. It's kind of interesting. It's tight here. It'd be nice if Svetlana could maybe shoot in and put in a couple chip points of damage. And then beauty here with Bale and Sarna, they're so good at popping around the map. They can get to that central soul pit. They can effigy recall. So there's not much to do over on this side of the map. These forward effigies, though, on a small map mean that someone like Lord Fazeal can come in and make a big impact there. So let's see, what should we do over on this side? So I think we'll do a similar arrangement. We'll put Fazeal here, Kruul here, with the idea that he could potentially, it's going to be tough to soul gaze just because of the difficult terrain and the positioning. Then let's put Sharn here to kind of play defender on that effigy. Okay, that's the end of deployment. So I'm going to start turn one. Oops, looks like okay. Sometimes if she slides under it, she'll come back if you move something. So okay, so beginning of turn one, top player is activating first. I'm going to move these fate counters over so they're a little closer to the middle. So now let's see. Let's just start with. I'm going to start with Brok. He's just maybe not a guarantee that Brok will get a kill on Vujasha here, but I think I'm willing to take that chance. So he'll do his, he gets 1 extra inch on charging, so I think this is a good spot to land him. So he's going to make his charge attack. He gets 2 bonus dice, and he's really hoping for that cleave, of course. Nope. Okay, so he doesn't get the cleave, but he gets a push 2, so he can push her 2 inches closer to the rest of my warband. I'm going to leave her within 2 inches of Brok so that he can make a second attack. Oh, sorry, he also has the Monster Hunter, doesn't he? So he gets Monster Slayer, so he should have done 1 more damage. Okay, second attack. I guess it's not too likely for him to pick up that cleave on that first hit. So okay, and he didn't even get a push here, so he's going to take a counter attack, which is kind of a bummer, but he'll do 2 damage, bonus 1, and then she'll attack him, rolling 5 dice. Oh, she does roll well, so she can't do a push, so she'll just do 6 damage to him, and then he's done. All right. Now let's switch over here. Maybe a good learning experience about just going in with your aggressor without softening up the enemy first, but I'm excited enough about trying to gaze that soul that I'm going to do the same over here. So let's have him Fazeal charge. I like to charge to like that 1.1 inch mark because that lets me with a push 1 get myself to safety if I need it. So he'll do an attack, 2 dice for charging, plus 1 because he's cavalry. So here's his charge attack roll. So he rolls decently well. He gets a push 1. A push 2 he could also choose a weaken here by taking this maneuver, but and then plus 1 damage for cavalry charge. So he does 4 damage with a push 1. Let's use his push 1 to try to get her closer for soul gazing. Okay, and then second attack. He doesn't get the charging bonus, so it's just going to be 2 dice. He gets a 1 hit with a push, so he's going to be able to push her 1 again. So now I'm going to push her. This is where I'm going to protect myself from that counterattack and just push her 1 inch straight away so that she's out of her melee range. Her melee range is 2 inches, right? Oh, shoot, it's only 1. Okay. Well, that saved him 6 hit points. So I don't actually need to do that. I can, since their melee range is only 1, these aggressors who have a 2 inch melee range are in better shape. They can, so they're much safer if they fail to kill. All right, so he leaves her on 2. I think just for fun, I'm just going to do what Bale and Sarna do well. Well, so if I kill this, so I'm debating. I could teleport here, charge with Bale. That would be his full action. He could probably kill her, collect the fate bounty. But then I'm leaving a soul sitting right there, and also Bale is pretty close to there, and I don't have the ability for Sarna to go. But on the other hand, I don't think there's any way that Kruul would need to move. He can only move 3 because he's in rough terrain, and then he'd be more than 4 inches away, so there's no way he could soul gaze before the beginning of next turn. And I'll go first. So beginning of next turn, a soul is going to pop up here and here. So is it worth it to steal just the level and stuff? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's the best strategy, but I think it's just really fun. So let's take the soul phase action. So place within a soul pit. So I'm going to place Bale in a place here where he can charge. So this is I don't know if this is best strategy or not. This is a dangerous play, but it's fun. So 1 action for Bale to teleport here. They have a total of 4 actions. So and then he'll charge, staying in unit cohesion by staying within 3 inches of Sarna here. He can easily charge to here, so he'll do that. He'll make his. One thing that would be really cool is if I could get Sarna in contesting range of this within 2 inches by the end of their activation. Maybe I should have flipped them. So okay. I'm gonna do a little bit of a take back here. Let's start Sarna here and Bale here instead. Sarna is kind of the like easier to take out of the two, so I have to be a little careful with how I position her. So let's make her kind of a walkway, so that if I kill Fujasha here, that Sarna can then walk above Bale. All right, so he gets a bonus of 2 dice for charging. He easily takes her out with a push 2. So yeah, I could even do a push 3 here. Right, that's still 2 damage, which is enough. So let's see. I apply the damage. Now, the interesting question: can I push her before she drops her soul? Pretty sure I can't. So let's. I'm gonna remove her. Right now, to spawn a soul, I just have to spawn it at this soul pit. So let's put the soul here, and then just making sure. Yeah, it was supposed to be even farther, I think, from Kruul. Okay, should have done that before I removed Fujasha. Then with my push 3, I think it makes sense to push into melee range here, because he gets such a big benefit from charging, and either way I'm going to be in charge range of Kruul. And then let's finish this activation by walking with Sarna. So she'll walk 5 inches to here. Maybe let me just do that a little bit more precisely and see if I can protect myself better from Kruul. So 3 inches to here, 1 inch to here, 1 inch to there. Okay, I'm in contesting range of the soul. I'm probably in charge range of Kruul there, but okay, so that'll be the end of their activation. Now let's go over to the other side and try and activate here. So my options here are to activate Kruul or Sharn. I'm going to go with Sharn because I don't see any Russian going over here. I guess in the same boat, Svetlana is not going to be able to interact over here either. So actually, maybe it does make sense to do Kruul. I don't put myself at risk for like a mind or monster control attack on Sharn. So let's activate Kruul. I think it makes sense to charge here. I'm going to charge Sarna. So some tips on. I've played quite a few games with Bale and Sarna now, and just kind of some food for thought type of tips. I think. I guess actually, ideally, I would want to charge to contest that soul, right? So let's see. So I'm a speed 3. I can move up to 6 inches. So question, would I want to be in melee range of Bale and contesting the soul, or not in melee range of Bale and not contesting the soul? I think yeah, this seems worth it to me. I don't know. It's not that big of a priority for Kruul to kill. So you want to attack Sarna is my point in talking about Bale and Sarna. Unless you can get them out of unit cohesion, because Bale is a 5/1 and Sarna is a 5/0, and they can distribute damage. It's just better. You're basically just better off attacking Sarna. Although here, I guess I would get 2 more dice. So I'm going to lose I get 1 die for charging, or 2 dice for charging, but -1 because I'm in melee with Bale. Let's see. If I attacked Bale, I get 2 dice for charging and another die for engaged by Fazeal. Okay, I'm actually going to switch to that because it's 4 dice versus 2 if I attack Bale. Let's do that. A curse. Oh, interesting. It would have been nice to curse Sarna, actually. I will curse Bale here and apply 3 damage. Oops, so I didn't take into account his res here. So he gets res 1 from Sarna, and so he took 2 damage here. And I think when I'm playing Bale and Sarna, I normally just distribute the damage. Yeah, I think it's not super critical, I guess. And then I'm going to add the curse token here. Okay, so Bale is cursed. That was 2 actions. I still have 1 left. I'm going to use that to attack Sarna. See if I can get a lucky curse on her with 1 die. That's pretty unlikely, but yeah, let's stick with Bale. Because I get a bonus die. Get 2 dice. Well, it feels like a little bit of a wash. I'll just do the 1 die. Alright, no luck. Alright, so that's the end of Kruul's activation. I'm going to switch over here, activate Svetlana. So Svetlana, there's no soul here to pick up. She can, so she has Pathfinder. I'm just narrating something. Talking to myself. So she's gonna. So can she charge here without getting into the? No, that would be going through her effigy anyway. So because of Pathfinder, she can charge to here. She'll take a point of damage since it ignores one res. And then she'll make her attack on Vujasha. So +2 for charging, +1 for the ganging up. Oh, does that count? I remember there was just a discussion about, do you get ganging up bonus against monsters? I think so. Oh no. Okay, that was poor. So she gets a push 1. It's not really very helpful. Well, I guess that's what you got. I don't want to push her because she'll take another point of damage, so I'll just leave it alone. So now she can use Beast Command to push push Vujasha if she wants to, or she can make another attack, but she can't do. I don't think she'll ever do 4 damage. Let's see. There's not really a big. So I'm gonna take an attack. I think if I push her way away, then she's gonna go over to Sharn. And then I'll be kind of in a weird spot trying to gaze that soul. All right. I think just it's not great, but I'll just take the second attack. Oh boy. All right. That's the end of my activations. So now Sharn. So I guess so. One job Sharn can do here. I mean, with these forward effigies, you always have to just be aware of the damage that someone like Brok could do. So, with his crit 5, melee 7 against an effigy, he could do with a charge. He could do 8 points of damage to the effigy. So it's pretty significant. I think. And then I guess the other question is, if a soul pops up here, do I want to be in position to pick that up or contest it? So let's have Sharn walk here. She can walk second move to here. And then I guess question, does she want to end up within 2 inches of this? So let's see if she even can walk around that swamp to get the maximum movement. So if she did it that way, 1 inch, 2 more inches. I definitely don't want to be the closest one to Vujasha, and then trying to stay within. So let's see if she touches that swamp, her movement is done. So let's just go here where she's not the closest to Vujasha, and she's kind of prepping. She's not quite blocking the charge lane here, but I don't know that that's quite relevant yet anyway. All right, Sharn's done. So that's the end of the first turn. All the heroes have activated. So now we're going to switch over to the communion phase for turn 2. So I'm going to press new turn, starting turn 2. And let's go through so there's no shrines on this map, but let's go through the start of turn. So first, beginning of the turn is beginning of turn effects. There's no minotaurs there's no regeneration, so that's no effect there. Oh, forgot to level. Okay, sorry, I think I goofed up here. Bale killed this Vujasha. He should have leveled up, and when he leveled up, he would have gotten a fate. Sorry, I'm gonna have to rewind. I lost track of myself here. So he would have gotten a fate, and then he would have had the opportunity to do a buy phase and also to use his steal an item ability. So I'm gonna actually do that. So to do that, I'm going to activate him, and then I'm going to take the action of buy sell trade. So now he can buy an item when he when he killed the monster. So let's see, there's these new free items, which is kind of cool. I haven't actually played too much with those yet. Should we do Gift of the Gods? That's defense. I also love Glyph of Warding on him. It's too bad he can't steal that one anymore. The other one that I think is pretty cool with him is Potion of Ogre Strength, if you can ever level him up to 3, which happens for me often because I find Sarna soul gazing a ton. Obviously, Vorpal Blade is another good option with him, since he, especially with his level 3 where he can start doing multiple attacks. So what should I buy for him? So let's have him buy the Gift of the Gods and then use his steal ability to steal the Vorpal Blade. Okay, so now he has Gift of the Gods and Vorpal Blade. Oh, sorry about that. That was kind of me rewinding the clock here. All right, and then I'm going to do end activation, and then so you notice that now he's marked as having activated, so I'm just going to do new turn to reset that. It's kind of now I'm on turn 3 on accident, but all right, that happens. So so now, okay, now I have to reset back. So we were in the beginning of turn. Second part of the beginning of turn is moving souls and monsters. So this soul is going to move D3 inches, which is always going to be to here, to the closest hero. I think, yeah, even though he's cursed, I think it still applies. And then going over here, this monster is going to move towards Brok over here. So 2 inches is going to put her base to base. Now she'll get to relive that attack that she did so well on last time. Yep, still did well. So 6 damage to Brok there. All right, that's phase 2. Phase 3 is Fate. There's no shrines or souls, so it's just going to be 1 fate each for the second turn. And then 4th phase, spawn souls and monsters. So there's only 1 soul on the board, so the second soul is going to spawn in the center. And let's see. Yeah, no monster. Oh, this monster spawn is going to be readied since that Fujasha died last turn. And then end respawn heroes. There's no heroes that have died, so no respawning of heroes. So now we're back to activation phase, and orange is activating first. So now I have an interesting decision. So over here, so Sarna normally is a Soul Gaze 3. But if Bale is not cursed, she can go up to 4. But she's going to get -1 from Kruul being in contesting range here. And Kruul should have placed himself within 4 inches of this soul, so I think that was a positioning error. I don't know. I would probably in a game give it to them that they were within 4 inches. So I guess I have 2 kind of plans here. I can finish off Fujasha, set up that soul for Svetlana to soul gaze, or I can try to do a different play over here with Bale and Sarna. This soul is also contested here by Sharn. So another possible plan here, I could activate Bale and Sarna. I could soul teleport to here, use Cleanse to get rid of Curse to try to give her +1, make an attack with Bale to try to push Sarna out of contesting range, and then use a 2-action Soul Gaze from Sarna, now only needing an 8 rather than right now she would need a 10 against this soul. So that plan's not really viable. The good news, I guess the flip side is Kruul can't gaze both souls. I guess Fazeal could consume soul on this, and then Kruul could gaze this soul. That's or Sharn could gaze this soul, and Kruul could gaze this soul. All right, I just have a lot of fun with Bale and Sarna, so I'm going to try my crazy plan here. So I'm going to activate them. I'm going to take the cleanse action to remove curse. And these actions right now, I don't really need to do these if I don't want to. I could just adjust the fate, etc. But I think it's kind of helpful for both players to do that. So, all right. So we're gonna soul teleport again. I'm pretty sure they can do this. It says within, so kind of an interesting point. I don't know 100% that this is a legal move because the soul pit has a soul in it. So are they within when they're placed next to the soul? I'm going to assume that they are, but that's a good rules question. All right, so now that was one action to teleport. Now I'm going to take a second action with Bale to attack Sharn. I get +1 because of my Vorpal Blade. All right, and I'm not 3rd level, so I can't actually do power up. I'm going to do push, which is what I was wanting to do anyway. Do 2 damage and a push 1, so I'll push her out of contesting range here. Oh, I can push her so that she's still in my melee range, but she's not in contesting range. That's nice. Okay, so now so that was 2 actions, 1 to teleport, 1 to attack, and now I have 2 actions left with Sarna. She'll do a soul harvest. So she would normally need a 9, but she has Bale and is in range of the soul, so she needs an 8. Let's roll it up. She rolled a 6, which is a failure, so I'm going to spend a fate and re-roll my dice. She failed. Okay, so failed soul harvest. All right, that's the end of my activation. Now it's going to be one of these guys' turn. So now I'm double contesting this soul, so that makes it a little painful for Kruul to try to pick that up, right? He's going to need to roll, normally he would need a 6, so he would need to roll an 8 as well, which, as I just learned, is not a guarantee. I think a re-rolled 8 is around a 75% chance. He could also, of course, just pick up this soul, which seems pretty sane. There he just needs a 6. Yeah, I just don't see why I wouldn't do that. I guess there's not much rush since these guys aren't going to be able to interact with that soul. So I guess other question is, do I want to do anything else over here before that happens? I could try to use Sharn to knock these guys out of unit cohesion and then charge them with Fazeal. That's pretty tempting, right? I've got 2 fate. So if she bashes, yeah, let's do this. Let's bash Bale out of cohesion. So I'm going to activate her. She's going to take this, let's see, she's ultimately going to take the hammer smash to push him 6 inches away. But do I want to make some attacks first, or do I want to just hammer smash straight away? I think I'll just attack. Oh wow, it's not that great, is it? Well, I don't have a ton else to do. I'll just do it. So she'll attack Bale. So push 1. I'll push him there. I will attack him a second time. Nothing. And then 3rd action, I'm going to hammer smash. So 4 true damage. I think he can spread that out. So let's have him spread it out like that. And then place within 6 inches. Oh, actually, let me just check that. So I have the core rules here about. So damage suffered by a model in unit cohesion can be spread among the other models in the unit cohesion. Yeah. Okay, so then 6-inch place, straight away from Sharn, is going to put him over here. So that seems like a good spot, and I spent my fate. That's the end of Sharn's activation. All right, well, it seems like Brok is the thing to do over here. I'm going to activate him. I'm going to make an attack on Vujasha. It's +1 die because Svetlana is also in melee. That's a cleave. Well, you gotta doesn't really matter too much because he killed her. So I'm gonna put this soul here and respawn a new one here. It's on my list to automatically spawn a soul when Vujasha dies. So gain a level, gain a fate. Have the opportunity to buy items if I want. Here's where the fact that Bale stole my Vorpal Blade is kind of annoying. Oh no, whoops, wrong team. Bale's on my team, so I could actually buy a Vorpal Blade for Brok here. I think I'll do that. Here, Vorpal Blade, spend a fate, add an item. Okay, so now. That was Brok's first attack. He can't cleave because there's no one else for him to cleave to. And I think it makes sense for him to charge Sharn here. I don't see why not. So let's have him charge. So I want to be more than an inch away from the monster spawn. Ideally, I'd love to be 2 inches from that soul just to give a +1. Although I'd also like to be in melee range of the shrine, or the effigy. That's maybe a little premature. So I'll charge to there. I'll make an attack on Sharn with +2 dice. Oh, whoops, should have been +3 dice. Well, I got my cleave anyway, so I got a push 2. Let's see. Maybe I don't. Oh no, Armor Shredder doesn't really do much against Sharn anyway. Let's push her 2 inches this way just to. Well, that's actually where she wanted to go, isn't it? Let's push her 2 inches this way. It doesn't do anything, but it does slow her down and get her away from blocking me. And then backswing. So I'm giving me my +1 die for my Vorpal Blade this time. Alright, no damage on that. Alright, it's the end of Brok's activation. Now we switch over and go to this side. Let's do some Fazeal here. So I did manage to get these guys out of unit cohesion. Fazeal can now charge Bale. And let's make sure that I end up outside of 1 inch of that Vujasha. That's key. And I'm in the range where I could consume that soul as well if I want to. See how this charge attack goes. So I'm charging to there. I'm going to make my melee attack on Bale. I get oh, let's see, is he in melee range of, yeah. So I'm going to get, whoops, I want to attack. Okay, +2 dice for charging, +1 because he's cavalry, +1 from Kruul. Here we go. Alright, did not get the decap. Do I want to reroll? Otherwise I'm just doing 6 damage because he does not get the res. If I do 6 damage and then I have 1 more attack, I'm feeling pretty good about that. So let's just do this. I'm going to push 1. I'll push myself 1 more inch away from the monster spawn, and then take another. Oh, let's see how I should have done 6 damage there. Yeah, okay, that was correct. All right, and then second attack +1 because Kruul is in range. So I need to do 3 damage here. Maybe I should have rerolled that other one for the decap. Alright. Oh no, I got it. 3 damage. Push 1. Done. So that destroys Bale. Or defeats Bale. He's over here. I'm going to gain a level. I can't gain a soul, so Kruul is going to gain it. The nearest hero. That's the end of my. Well, I had to push 1. I guess I'll just get myself 1 inch over here. Okay. That'll be. Yeah, I charged and then took another attack, so I can't consume that soul. That's the end of his turn. I don't think that I can leech there with Vampiric Touch. I think the attack is kind of resolved before I level, so I don't get that extra hit point. Okay, that's the end of Fazeal's turn. Now we're going to pop over here to Svetlana. She'll activate. She's going to take the Soul Harvest action. She gets a +1 because of Brok. She got it. She gains a soul. She gains a level. The soul is going to go away. Is there anything else she wants to do? I guess she can aim and attack Sharn. +1 for aiming, -1 for Brok in melee, and maybe she can pull off a stun here. Seems pretty unlikely, actually, now that I think about it. She gets a +1. Alright, does she want to push 1? I don't think so. I think she'll just be done. So that's the end of Svetlana. Now our last activation is Kruul. So there's... Oh, she's not in cohesion anymore, so she doesn't even contest that soul. So Kruul could pick up this central soul. I think I'm going to do... And it's just equally as easy as this one. Another soul is going to spawn here, I guess, either way. So... Yeah, but I think it's smarter because if he keeps the soul here, then he has another easy one to pick up. So he'll activate. He's going to take the Soul Harvest action. And then there's no penalty for Sarna because she's out of cohesion. So he's a 6. Got it. He gains a soul, gains a level. Okay, so Kruul has 2 souls. Now he's going to be contesting this even from a distance. Now I could even move him over to contest. That seems worth doing. So with his last action, does that put him at risk at all? Bale can jump in using his soul teleport. Is that a problem? I think it's worth it to double contest that soul. Let's just we're winning the soul game here. Let's keep it up. All right, end his activation with the move. So that's the end of turn. Is that that was actually turn 2, I think. All right, so now I'm gonna do new turn. Yeah, that turn counter got off because I had to got a little confused. All right, so now we're gonna do beginning of turn. There's the first phase is beginning of turn effects. There's no regeneration or anything. Second is move souls and monsters. So this soul is gonna move d3 inches towards Kruul here. Now fate. So these guys have 2 souls, so they're gonna pick up 2 fate. These guys have 1 soul, so they're gonna pick up 1 fate. And then after that is spawning monsters and souls. So monster is going to spawn there, respawn marker there. Soul's going to spawn there. Yeah, that looks like the end of the spawning, and then hero respawn. This guy is going to spawn here, so I think it makes sense to spawn within the melee range. So these guys respawn with, oh, maybe I could have, I forgot about Gift of the Gods. That's a new one. I haven't played too much with that yet. I think it makes sense to spawn in his melee range. At least that way he's not, although, oh yeah, and I'm in cohesion here. So that's also pretty sweet. That seems like a good positioning. Sometimes I know that it's not actually the stun condition, but I like to put a stun marker on people who respawn just as a reminder that they lose an action. Okay, so that's the end of the communion phase. So now let's start again with activations. So this player, the orange player, is going to go first. So Kruul is really gumming up the soul here, right? He's double contesting that soul. making it really tough for Sarna. She can roll an 8 if I teleport or walk Bale over, but she would need a 10 with him there. How about Svetlana? Looks like she's exactly in range to walk and try to grab it. That seems pretty tempting. Oh, but again, Kruul is double contesting. Sarna is adding 1 for her. So she's going to need a 6 up to 8 down to 7. Let's do it. I think it's just worth it to grab this soul before Kruul does. Kruul can obviously grab the one that's on his side of the table, but okay, so because of Pathfinder, she can walk here with no penalty. She can get within 4 inches of the soul. She's going to take a point of damage from walking through the hazardous terrain, and then she could spend a fate to do a 1-action soul harvest, but I think it's just worth it to do a 2-action soul harvest. So she's gonna get -1 for Kruul, minus another bonus for Kruul, and then +1 for having Sarna. Since Sarna's back in cohesion, oh, actually, so this should have been a -1, yeah, because she needs a 7+. All right, so she rolled a 6, which failed, so I'll spend a fate to re-roll. Oh man, all right, well, this is the Soul Harvest game, right? It's not a guarantee. So she walked and then did a 2-action Soul Harvest, so she can't do it again. She's done. Okay, that's going to put me on the back foot there. But, all right, and I'm going to slide these fate counters a little closer in so I can zoom in just for fun. All right, now we're over on the other side. So, a couple options here. I could try to use Fazeal to just beat up on Bale. He's in unit cohesion now, so he's a 5/1. And I have 7, so this is where Fazeal not charging, he's only rolling 2 dice. It's going to be tough to, let's say so if he hits half the time, he's doing 2 down to 1, 2 down to 1, 2 down to 1. That's just not a great look, is it? He could charge Sarna, try to take her out. I'm really not too worried about Kruul having access to some kind of soul. Oh, I've been forgetting to activate Fujasha when I harvest the soul. Well, again, things that happen. So if I charge Sarna, I probably take her out. Then I have Bale. All right, let's do that. I'm kind of liking that plan. So I'm going to charge out to here. I want to be exactly 1 inch away from Bale. I'm kind of thinking I could use a push to slip outside of his melee range. So Sarna is not in melee range of Kruul. So I'm going to get 2 bonus dice for charging, +1 because I'm cavalry, but -1 because I'm in melee range of Bale. So I'm going to be rolling 4 dice. Oof, that was poor. Alright, I think I'm at the point where I would spend a fate to re-roll that, because I would love to get a crit here. That's what I'm talking about. So now I get a 5 damage on Sarna. Oh, they're in cohesion though. So 5 damage to her. He could redistribute it. So let's say so for 5 damage, he could take 4 off of Bale. No. She was at 4, so she took 3, and I could take 2 off of Bale. I think that's worth it for them, right? Now he can leech up above his health max because he's at 2. Oh, and I did 1 bonus damage because of charging. So Bale has to take even 1 more here. And then I'll use my push 1 to push myself out of Bale's melee range. So here again, this is where... Oh, and could I have pushed them out of cohesion instead? I don't know if I quite could. Interesting. So I'll just take another attack on Sarna. This is again where I think it's better to attack Sarna than Bale, just because he's res 1, and they can distribute the damage. So I get a hit. It's only 2 damage. I push 1. So with this push So 2 damage. I can save her again by taking the 2 damage on Bale. It's kind of an interesting point about whether to let them go or not. And I gotta push 1. If I push her 1 inch this way, doesn't quite get them out of unit cohesion, but I'll do it. And then I leech 1 and activation. Alright. So Bale and Sarna, again, if they're in cohesion, they're tougher to kill than they look. Just because of they have a lot of tricks. They're tricksy. Alright, and then let's switch over to this other team here. So I could have Brok attack Sharn. I could have Bale go. He could maybe heal. Maybe attack Fazeal. He's not level 3, which is nice. So this is where failing to pick up that soul on that 8 is so costly, because now if he's level, okay, well, that's how it rolls. I guess I could, no, I can't teleport him, attack Kruul, and then still activate Sarna to try to pick up a soul. Alright, let's just go with the straightforward plan here. Activate Brok, try to beat up on Sharn. So Sharn is in melee range. Oh no, she's not in melee range of Svetlana. She's a 1 inch. Alright, I may have played that wrong before. So I have a Vorpal Blade. Attacking Sharn. Get 1 damage with a push 1. Let's push her into melee range here. Let's do a full 1 inch push. Alright, that's 1 attack. Second attack, now I'm getting plus 2 dice. I get a hit cleave. So a hit for 3 damage, and then another attack I cannot. Oh, just a push 1. Maybe I'll push myself an inch down here. I'll attack a 3rd time. Another hit with a cleave. So I cannot crit here. So I have to do this. So I get a 1 damage and a 3 inch push. I'm not sure how great this is, but I can do a 3 inch push to here. Just force Sharn to deal with that monster. Alright, that's the end of Brok's turn. Just doing some work on Sharn. Yeah, I'm in range of their effigy. Alright, so now we're over here. I have 2 Fate, and I have Kruul going. So the only person left to activate is Bale and Sarna. They're in cohesion. So I have a better chance of gazing this soul than this soul. I think this is where I'm gonna activate Kruul. I'm going to take the soul harvest action here. I'm going to try to pick up this soul that's right next to me. No penalty or bonus since there's no one in range. I got it. I gain a soul. Gain a level. This soul is gone. That's 2 actions. And then I'll take a Bewitched attack on Sarna. So I'm going to get a -1. Not great, but push 1. I'm going to put myself up in melee range. I think I'm a little afraid of Brok here. Alright. Especially because I'm sitting on a lot of souls. Alright, that's the end of his activation. Now we're flipping over here. So I'm going to activate Bale and Sarna. I guess I could have tried to force a reroll on that Soul Harvest attempt. again with my fate. Okay, learning things we learn about the gift of the gods. So within 6 inches, yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to activate him. I'll do it. So I could, my options are charge here or teleport and make an attack. I think I'll charge to here. I need to take some chances here. So I'm not in unit cohesion at the moment. I'm charging Kruul. I get +2, but -1. No, +2 for charging, +1 for Vorpal Blade, -1 because of Fazeal. Oh, interesting. So he has res 1, so I'm going to lose a damage there. I can knock him down. That's pretty cool, but I don't think I get any more attacks because I just got summoned. So I could do, I think knockdown is better than groin buster, but I could also power up and do another attack. Oh no, I'm not level 3. Never mind. So I'll just do knockdown. So -1 damage because of the res, and then I'll make him knock down. Alright, so that was his 2 actions. I don't think he can take a 3rd action on this turn. Sarna can't use her ranged attack. So I think the best thing I can do is just make sure that they're in cohesion. So I'll just walk her to here. Alright. Let's see, end of... Man, maybe I should have healed Bale here. That's kind of... that was pretty questionable. Alright, because now then Fazeal can just activate, and I mean, I'm never going to be able to live through that. Alright, so now Sharn is last. Let's activate her. Let's see, she could attack here. She could punt him. There are shrines here that I wasn't really paying attention to. Alright, well, maybe not the world's best video here. Funny how you lose your mind when you're trying to do a recording. Alright, so she could attack. I mean, it feels like attacking Brok is a good move here. Probably a heal. Just to deny those souls. Let's start with a heal. So she'll self-heal up to... Oops. I think I spent 2 fate there on accident. So she'll heal up to 8. And then I'll make an attack on Brok. I mean, if I can, so she's not in melee range of, so she gets a push 1, which she can use to push herself away from this monster spawn, but not far enough away. Let's see. Let's push Brok an inch this way instead. And then I'm going to use my 3rd action to just walk 4. I just want to get out of that monster spawn. Alright, so heal, attack, walk, done. Alright, I think I'm going to have to pause this for now. So close. Alright, let's just start. Let's just see if we can finish it off super quick. Start a turn. Move souls and monsters. Move this soul, move this monster. So she rolled just a 1. Generate fate. These guys are going to pick up 3 to 1. Spawn a monster here. There's no heroes to respawn. And then these guys are going to go first. This is a tough look, but... Oh, does another soul spawn out of this pit? I think it does. I don't know if this pit is covered by a soul. I think it does. We'll put it here. I'm not really sure what the ruling is there. So let's have Svetlana try to gaze this soul. And she can... I think it's a flat... No, it's a -1 because of Kruul. +1 for Sarna, -1 for Kruul. -1 for Kruul's level 2. She gets it. That's 2 actions. So where would this soul have landed? Would it have been within 4 inches of her? It's kind of interesting because it could technically go anywhere around this circle, right? If the other one is exactly on top. Interesting. All right, well, she's not within 4 inches of that one, so she can't use a fate to do an extra soul gaze. So she only has 1 action. She'll just do a beast command on this guy. Walk him 3 inches. Walk. Oh, actually, this Fujasha would activate when. Okay, she would just walk 3 inches. This one would go 1 inch. Should beast command here. Move 3 inches. She's done. Alright, now I'll just make Kruul, take the Soul Harvest action. I'm just going to wrap this up. I'll be right out. Alright, I think this one is +1, -1. See what he rolls. Nope. Spend a fate. Alright, that's the end of the game. He levels up to 4. Destroys this effigy. There's so many ways to win here. He could kill Bale, could charge. He could charge the. All right. Well, that's I have to wrap it up, but that's a game.